What's going on, YouTube? Back with another video. Hopefully you've watched my weekly macro breakdown where the last video that I just dropped on Sunday, so you can kind of know what I'm going to discuss today. So every Wednesday I'm going to do a midweek review, like on Wednesday, to kind of just like touch bases how the start of the week went and what the market has been doing since the market has opened. And then we can kind of see where we're at to see if we can catch some opportunities, spot some opportunities, and then just prepare for the end of the week. So before I get started, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Listen, I want the engagement in the comments. Ask questions. A dumb question is a question not asked. So always ask questions. Now, we're going to go through our watch list, look at the economic calendar. It's going to be a quick video just to give you guys like an update, but I'm going to follow the pairs that I've been starting from the top of the week. So starting off with DXY. Now, remember, I start on the monthly just so we can get a clear picture of the price action, and then we can dive in to see what the market is doing from an intraday. Now, if you watch my video that I dropped earlier this week, then you will have seen that I'm pretty bullish on the dollar, especially at these prices. So if we go into that daily time frame, bouncing from that below that monthly support, so we're in a really good discount zone. I still think there are solid opportunities that you can take advantage of also, due to the fact that the dollar is still a bit low and the risk to reward setup is still there. Especially coming in from that September 2024 rally that we had all the way up to the top of the year, and then the market's just sold all those gains back off, which is great because you buy low, sell high, then you can sell it high if you want, and you can hedge it down to buy it again. So market moving cycles. So just got to catch those bottoms and those tops, and those are your opportunities. But looking at the dollar so far for the week, we printed some two bullish candles so far. So like I said in that video, either we can break out this 99 level, especially if that CPI that comes out on Friday comes in hot, or if Trump end up moving forward with that trade war on China. But like I said, I'm not gonna really throw that in my analysis. That's just market commentary. So markets fluctuate. Just position yourself appropriately with your risk. Now, there are a lot of other factors that can turn this to a risk-off environment, and investors and retailers are starting to de-risk and park some cash for safety. So we can see weakness. Well, we are starting to see weakness in the bond market recently. At the top of the week, yields are still sitting a little low. Around that 4% area, but that's a very sensitive area. If you look at past times when they hit that level, we usually get like a massive rally from like right below that 4%. It can go a little bit lower, but markets like those hold numbers to reject. Wiping out the stops, that's kind of like looking at to like buy it from those areas or sell bonds from those areas. So yeah. Now, DXY still holding strong, right? Like I said, same thing. Once you break that 99, I mean that 100 level, I think we're going to start moving up. Just look at where we at on the 200 day. So 200 day, we still below the 200 day, which is some good opportunities for buyers. Not the best opportunities, but it's a solid opportunity. Now, like I told you guys in that last video, markets can pull back a bit, right? They can literally come back down to 96 and just consolidate. We've been doing that since, like, we've been doing that since, what's that, May 2025? Like, we've been just like consolidating, which is expected if you range trade, but I don't usually do that. So yeah, because it requires a lot of capital or high risk. So yeah, so that's the other side right now. Tomorrow, Friday, we get CPI, so we'll see. Also, really, nothing came out of the dollar so far. Really, we did get some U.S. Red Book data that came out a little low. So consumers may be slowing down. And that's pretty much it for the dollar. Tomorrow we have existing home sales. They're expecting to push up. And then CPI on Friday. And we have some manufacturing PMI and some services PMI. Yeah. Now, this is what's going to be curious to me to see how this plays out. Um, like I told y'all, I'm sorry, I said CPI is expected to come in stagnant. There are some factors to show that CPI is still kind of sticky. But looking at this flash services and flash manufacturing, they are expecting to pull back in this. We still above 50, so we're not really contracting them, so it's not that crazy. But if we miss those numbers, we may see the dollar probably pull back. Or if CPI miss, we literally can pull back and consolidate back down to like 96, if we even go that low. So don't rush it, don't gamble it. I mean, for those who say, okay, is it too late to buy the dollar? It really just depends on how you're going to position yourself in it. Because like I said, we can pull back to 96. So either you can wait and sit it out, wait for CPI to come out and see if we pull back. There is also a gap on the 4 hour. Oops. Now, here's the thing with gaps. If they gap in the direction of the long-term trend, I usually don't expect them to fill. That's just me. Now, if it gap down, then obviously I would expect it to fill the gap back up. But there is a small pocket right here. Let me change that to white, where the dollar can probably come back down. And I can see that happening if that CPI misses tomorrow, because this is the support on the 4 hour. The strongest support is right there. So if we fall to that support, retailers trying to come in and buy it, it can stop out all of those stops in that gap, to be honest. Falling back below the 200-day, and that's like bouncing off the 61.8 exactly, grabbing right below those levels on the 200-day. So that's a possibility. Now, can you buy it? Yeah, depending on how you're going to set your risk up. You can long it from this intraday resistance. You can throw your stop under 96 and zoom out, go to that monthly, and you can send that bad boy all the way up to those highs back over there. So now you got a solid 1 to 3 risk reward. And one thing I teach my traders about drawdown is that drawdown is opportunity if your strategy is set. So even if we was to pull back to that level, you can set orders. This would be a buy limit, where you can set a buy limit there. You can even get another buy limit getting close right down at the bottom of these areas. Another buy limit. So then you just load it up on, this is actually how you stack, people. You just load it up on a couple opportunities, even if the market was to pull back. And then they all give you better risk reward. So that's solid. Now, if you don't know how to manage your risks, join my inner circle so I can give you some more guidance, or just go through our mentorship where you learn how to set yourself up with proper risk management when you're going in. Because this is, this moves, you don't want to risk too much. You need to know your contract size on DXY before you go into this market, because you can literally over risk, or you can also like don't risk enough. All right, so that's DXY. Moving on, S&P. I mean, like I said, I'm just expecting this pullback on the monthly. We still got a solid bullish candle. Until that bad boy is red, then there's some panic. But let's go down to the daily. We recovered those gains from that Trump scare, regional bank like scare, but markets could just be consolidating in that range from here to here. I wouldn't be surprised if we do get another all-time high, right? Like it's the stock market. But it's quite high to buy it. So the only thing I'm really doing is just sitting on my hands in this market. Now, if you're in my community, in my in my inner circle, then you obviously know we are hedging this bad boy down. But for my beginners who really don't know how to move in these markets, I don't want you to short S&P because mentally you probably just won't understand it. Also, if you just want to have a consistent profitability for yourself starting off, then don't hedge this market. Just enjoy watching the fall and be prepared to buy it. So, do I expect it to pull back? Yes, I do. Am I taking advantage of the pullback? Yes, I am. Should you be prepared to buy it? Yes. Do you, if you want to take advantage of the pullback, one, you need to understand your risk, especially if you're trading this on a CFD contract, because it moves a lot in pips. So you don't want to risk too much with this bad boy. And sometimes you probably even choose the smallest lot size, but depending on how your broker set this asset up, the smallest lot size can still be too much for your account balance. So there's a lot you need to know. But I think it's a great opportunity to start looking at shorting, especially if investors are probably taking their profits now. So once we start to see them pull back off of this risk on environment, once they realize, hey, shit is a bit shaky out here, then we probably get that panic sell again, like we got like over here when we sold it. Well, when I sold it, but we rallied back up, erasing all those losses, which I mean is expected. Like I told you, a bull market is a bull market. It's just what it is. It's just you can't buy it so high because you still have risk associated with it. So that's the best setup. Just got to sit on your hands. Jamie Dimon did make a statement last year where he said that he could see S&P pulling back to like 4,200. And from a technical perspective, that's kind of also where I'm looking to buy it. All right, now Bitcoin. Told you guys I'm still bullish long term on this, but short term I think we are at the top of a cycle. So I probably expect more of a pullback. It really hasn't done nothing this week. But we are breaking below that 200-day on Bitcoin. And that's some scary stuff, y'all. I just want to let y'all know that's some scary stuff. Now, we can consolidate back up, but I wouldn't even try and buy that bad boy back up there like that. Like, it can probably play out something like that. Or we can just continue to break that 200-day and fall down. That next low is like 85. Sorry, my speaker just went off. But that 84, I mean, that next lower Bollinger is at like 85. So right now, if you zoom out on the 6 month, obviously the risk to reward is in your favor to the downside. That's just all. Like, it's no fighting that. And that 6 month candle's looking to turn bearish. So if that candle closed bearish, let's go to the 3 month. If October closed red, y'all, maybe a nasty November for Bitcoin. All right, so that's that bad boy. Now let's hop on to Euro USD. Now, you know, at the top of the week, we said we were shorting this bad boy. We were a little bit below that sell below level. This is my hedge level. If you want to know how I find these levels and stuff like that, join my inner circle. Well, join our mentorship before you join the inner circle. But let's go down to the daily, see how we looking. Those sales are there. Like I said, you can take advantage of them. The risk is good. It was below the sell level, but it was a solid intraday resistance. So, I mean, it's still selling off. Not a big move, but like 100 pips. I know y'all like, that is a big move. That's really not a big move, but yeah, but nice little fall. Like I said, now we got to break 1.5. 1.15. Then the next support is at that 200-day, which is at right around 113. 113. So we can probably get a nice little consolidation, or we can just break lower. So overall, I'm pretty bearish. This bad boy is overpriced. And then from a fundamental perspective, nothing really came out for the euro, but if you see what's going on in Germany, definitely what's going on in France, their debt is outpacing their GDP, and that's a sign a really really scary sign. So just take a look at that macro picture. It doesn't look good for the euro. The sentiment has been on this whole military defense spending, so the euro was gaining some strength, and that correlation fuel into the pound, and the dollar just had like some weakness just from other fundamental things, but the euro definitely got overpriced. And the bottom is really like below parity. I still think we can hit that parity level, guys, and that's why the shorts are the opportunities right now, but they are a counter trend trade. So, like I said, you got to know how to manage your risk in these markets. Because I see some people selling this and getting liquidated left and right, and I'm like, it hasn't moved. So now, pound against the dollar. Also told you guys that was a nice short opportunity. We are still below that sell below, so running some profits. Go to the daily. We're about to break 200 day. Now that pound data, y'all, I wasn't surprised if it came in negative. If anything, if it came in line with expectations, I always tell my traders, expect what the market is expecting. If it comes out less than, greater than, then we just react to that once it comes out. But beforehand, expect what the market expect. I was saying, hey, if it comes in at 4%, that's still bad news for the pound because they are looking to cut rates. But this just gives them more of a confirmation to cut rates. So if you know about economics, if you cut rates, make the currency less attractive. The pound already have some low rates compared to the dollar. So if you want to if you want swaps, you print swaps on shorten GBP USD, because the dollar has the strongest interest rate. So you can carry that on that little swap trade. That'll be nasty. Make money while you hold the trade. And let's hop back over here to trading view. So I'm still pretty bearish on the pound. Once we break that 200 day, that next low where we probably get some massive rejection is around like 1.24. So how low this bad boy can go? It can go low. It's not gonna go to parity, but it will scare some people. I wouldn't be surprised if it do go to parity, because I mean we got down there in like 2022 before, but like I said, we bounced, and the pound is quite strong against the dollar. I'm actually looking to buy it. I am selling it, but my leverage is going to be higher when I buy it. Much higher. Now USD JPY, we still moving to the upside, holding in 150. That's a good sign. So far this week, like I said, nothing has really happened. We did get a nasty push up yesterday. The prime minister elected, first female. That's scaring people in Japan. Unfortunately, the yen is still weak, and it's gonna be weak for a while. So USD JPY, next level that we may break out, well, that we can see breaking out of, is like really breaking above 152. Like 152. If we break above 152, now we go into like 153. And then after that, once we break 155, it's all she wrote. It's all she wrote. Once we break 155, is that bad boy is gone. Because the next level really on the monthly is at 164. I told y'all 160 is where they intervened last time, but I don't think they're going to intervene this time. It's not the same cycle. Like the fundamentals just don't, they just can't. And they can't hike rates like they did to intervene. So scary days for Japan. Let's actually look at JXY really quick. I know I'm drifting off, but I just want to see. I shorted this bad boy a minute ago. Yeah, this bad boy is just falling. I started shorting around like 70, so we down to 65. Now on that monthly, this bad boy can really fall all the way back down to that 2024 low where I bought UJ that time. So we got a long way to fall, literally. All right, now let's hop back on track. AUD USD. I mean, I told y'all I'm pretty much bearish on this. It was a bit too, I mean, like I said, it's a bit too late to hop in this one, but anything for the Aussie came out this week? Nothing. So yeah, still pretty much bearish. 200-day looking extremely weak. They fighting. The buyers and sellers are fighting on that daily. But if that support breaks, all she wrote, 0.62 is next. So still bearish there. Now you definitely can't go and short this, because if that consolidate back up to there, some of y'all can't survive that, because then it's gonna do that. But chances may be it just may fall. So it's like if you short it, I mean, you need to prepare for some opportunities, a sale limit at that high, so don't risk too much. You don't want to risk too much. And then, I mean, you can get another little sell limit at this resistance too. So you taking that resistance, you taking this resistance. This only if it pulls back. This if you want to enter now, right? Then zoom out to that monthly. Let's find that good low. So you still got a nice little risk to reward. It's like a 3-4. And then if it pull back, you got 2 more entries that you can take advantage of. So yeah. But maneuver appropriately through that. If you don't know your risks, don't get liquidated. And blame me because you don't know how to use the outlook to make money. It's not about being right. It's about making money. Fundamentals, technical analysis, they just add to the edge. But the risk management makes you the money. NZD USD, I told y'all I was still short on this. Y'all see this price action is like literally like the same. So at least that AUD can follow suit with this NZD. NZD is just much weaker. So we probably get the massive breakout to the downside on this bad boy. And those lows are low. And I can see this going back to this area right here. Ooh, if we can get some buys in right there, that will be nasty, because then we'll get that massive rally back up like that when the dollar has some weakness. But it would just be a great opportunity to close our shorts and then rotating into some longs, because New Zealand is obviously going to recover, but this is in free fall. And then USD CHF, told y'all, listen, the buys are like really here. Like, I mean, should be long in this. It is a hedge. So just if you want to wait till after CPI, we probably can fall back low to here. To this, you see this wick over here? We probably can come in, swipe that again to wipe out all the people that's selling. I mean, that's buying stops, and then bounce all the way back. So you can wait, or you can just go ahead and buy it and just prepare for the pullback, because you really want to buy below this 1.77. No fundamental data that came out for this bad boy neither. I mean, just pretty weak over there. Following Europe, negative interest rates are coming, so yeah. And then the last one, we have USD CAD. Now I told y'all that CPI data, I didn't expect that bad boy to come out weak, like, and it did not come out weak, but it didn't really move the market neither. Came out pretty strong. CPI is up. I'm not surprised if America follows suit. Just saying. I wouldn't be surprised. But for the Canadian dollar, I mean, it's been holding its weight. I told you guys I wouldn't be interested in buying this bad boy unless it pulls back to like 1.37. That's the only way it looks interesting. We actually broke out higher so far this week, but now we selling off on that data from yesterday. So I wouldn't be surprised even if CPI comes out weak, then it can finally erase all those gains from that low, and then you can buy it again. But right now you really can't buy it. I just think it's too high to buy, even on the monthly. I don't, let's see. Yeah, it's like a 1-to-1 risk to reward, so it's not my favorite. But hey, if you want to trade, it's trading with the trend, so the probability is in your favor. You see, I mean, if it breaks out and hit that top Bollinger, now we talking. But we got to see when we get there, because it just may consolidate all the way back down to that low once it run into this resistance. Like you see, boom, boom, boom. So yeah. So that's pretty much what we got so far for the midweek. Nothing crazy. I don't know if you guys have got liquidated, but you shouldn't have, because the markets really haven't done much. But I hope these videos are helping you navigate yourself. But remember, this is just fueling the edge. There is more concepts that you need to understand so you actually can be successful monetizing this and being consistent with growing it. So remember, join my mentorship if you are still lost, or if you are understanding this but you are not seeing the profits align with it. Then let us look at what you're doing in our mentorship so we can fix that for you, because that's usually what happens, especially if you follow. But also, you can join my VIP trading floor with other traders so you can get insights from them, see how they're doing, and some fire traders in there. I'll do one video covering one of my traders' track records. He has 2 track records that he's been following. He's actually like an employee of mine too. So, but he's been killing it. So this is pretty much all I got for you guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ask questions. Please ask questions. That's the only way this becomes fun, or I feel like I'm talking to myself. So ask questions. If there are markets that you want me to, that you want my feedback on, join my inner circle. I'll give you that feedback. But as far as what I talk about in this video, in the comment section, let me know what you guys think. But we are printing sitting in profit in my community. So yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I will be back with another video dropping Sunday, right before the market opens, to prepare you for the week ahead. And just recapping what happened from Wednesday until Friday. And if anything crazy happens on over the weekend, we'll talk about it. So that's all I got for you guys. Enjoy the rest of the week and turn on the notifications so you can get that video that's dropping on Sunday.